Hi guys, Rob here and welcome to week 20 of my lockdown here in Cebu, Philippines. So basically I've spent 5 months in this hotel. So an anniversary, I guess, or commiserations for me during this 5 months here. I'm just going to quickly show you how I survived this 5 months. Also I'm going to share the news and stats this weekend for the Philippines in relation to the coronavirus. So let's get to the video. Worldwide, the coronavirus cases has surpassed 20 million, with deaths at 738,716 and over 13 million recoveries. Of these, the USA is number one with total cases at 5.2 million. About half of those are still active cases. Brazil at number two with just over 3 million cases, and India at number three with 2.2 million total cases. These three countries alone make up for about half the total number of the 20 million cases. Philippines had another bad week of figures and now is number one in Southeast Asia for total cases. First, I wanted to bring your attention to the active cases in the Philippines, as they have recently changed the way they record them. And you can see by the dip in numbers in the graph here when they did this. Basically, they're declaring mild cases as recovered after 10 days now rather than the 14 days. In a Department of Health statement, they said that the recovery policies showed that on the 10th day, the risk of transmitting the virus is significantly reduced. As of yesterday, the Philippines had its highest daily increase of COVID-19 cases at nearly 7,000. The government puts this down to the intensified testing, which concurs on this website with tests per million. 2 weeks ago it was 12,398 to now at 16,340. So the total COVID cases at the time of making this video was 136,638 in the Philippines. Of that, 66,186 were active, and the deaths were at 2,293. From the graph, the grey area at the end is not up to date, so disregard that part, otherwise the graph would be still on an upwards climb. One bright note though is in the Visayas area, particularly Cebu. If you've been following their figures, it was the worst area in the Philippines a couple of months ago, and it's actually bucking the trend in the Philippines with a graph trending down. So this shows a hard quarantine lockdown can work. Let's hope it continues like that, as this virus is so easily to have new breakouts. You just need to look at Victoria, Australia to see that. With the Philippines taking over as the highest number of cases in Southeast Asia, there's a bit of name calling from other nations. The president has accepted a Russian vaccination offer when or if it becomes available. He even said he would volunteer to take the first try of the vaccine. The other side effect of one of the world's longest quarantine lockdowns is the economy. The Philippines economy is officially gone into recession, with the GDP shrinking 16.5%. This is the biggest contraction on record. Even Jollibee couldn't escape. With the businesses being devastated by the lockdown, the government is also being cash-starved, with the government running out of funds. The government is in a hard spot with balancing the health of the people and the economy. So there's more and more pressure to get the economy up and running again. We all must be reminded of the sacrifices of the frontliners who have succumbed to the virus, and also to the ones battling with the virus. It puts more and more pressure on the healthcare system. So it's been 5 months here stuck at the hotel, so I just want to show you my experiences here. Here I'm down in the lobby of the cafe area. You can see that it's still not operating as normal as yet. So this is my room. I've been staying at the executive. They've been giving me a standard room rate though for the last 5 months. Over there is like my workstation where I've been working on the PC, making videos and all that. One good thing about this room, it's got a balcony, so it gives me a bit of fresh air. I can get outside, get some natural light. So this is outside on the balcony. I used to do my earlier videos from out here. It gives me a bit of fresh air. So over there you can see how close I am to Parkmore, and that's the Bay Hotel over there. Over here is where I go to 7-Eleven. So basically all I need is in walking distance from here, so it's made it easier during this 5 months. Having Parkmore with a number of restaurants, over Times Square there's a couple of restaurants at 7-Eleven. It's made the 5 months more bearable, at least with the choice of foods. I've been always an advocate of looking after your mental health, especially times like this when You know, you're alone in a hotel and away from friends and family. So what has helped me a lot is the internet has been a godsend. So you've got stuff like Netflix. With a mobile phone, you've got WhatsApp and all these different apps that you can contact your friends and family, have chats and video calls. So that's been a real godsend since this pandemic started. So thank you for the internet. Also, I've got cable TV. It hasn't got every station here, but I've had History, Travel Channel, HBO. I've really been getting a good run at my TV. You know, to improve your general well-being, mental health, if you feel lonely or something. So over at Parkmore, the restaurants are allowing limited dining. There's a number of fast food places such as Chowking, KFC, Jollibee. There's Indian and local cuisines. At the front, they've set it up with 2 directions on either side to help with the social distancing. Although not everyone follows these set paths, at least it's something. For me, I go to the supermarket a couple of times a week to pick up fruits. I found they have enough variety of different fruits and veggies. This is Times Square with a 7-Eleven, and it's a Chinese restaurant that I buy food at. So the only restaurant that I eat in is the hotel's one. I just feel safer here because there's no one else here basically. So today I've got the mixed green salad and the calamansi and ginger. So it's a healthy option here. So with the restaurants over at Parkmore, I just get takeaway and I bring it back to the hotel room.
So this is my morning breakfast ritual. So I have an omelette and some rolls and some watermelon for breakfast every morning. It used to be when I first started they had rice with the omelette, but I've asked if I could have some bread or rolls, so that's what I got now. So that's what I've been having for the last 5 months here.
There's a couple of apps I use for getting food. Grab and Panda, they're the equivalent of Uber Eats. There's been more and more restaurants coming online. I personally haven't had any issues with them as yet. For me, it's opened up more variety of food with all the different restaurants that I normally couldn't walk to. Another thing is looking after your general health. So I've been doing exercises nearly every day just to keep my general fitness levels at a moderate level at least. So wearing a mask here in the Philippines is mandatory, which I've been seeing is pretty much a trend worldwide now. So I have a big supply of masks to last me when I go outside. So this weekend they're going to re-evaluate the actual lockdown here in the Philippines, so things may change in relation to the status of quarantines depending on which area you are in the Philippines. Keep safe out there and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Cheers.